What it is, what it do, guys, and good morning. It is day, I think, 12 of the Bali trip. I'm here at the Blue Lagoon. So you can't swim in the Blue Lagoon. As you can see, it's absolutely a gorgeous color. I'm trying to figure out if there's any cliff jumping to be had, but right now this is what we're working with. I'm starting my morning off here eating some Koa donuts. Look at these puppies. Bussin'. So I got a caramel one, peanut butter one. So this is peanut butter filled. So gonna give these a go. They seem to have great reviews, and they're some of the first like really good looking donuts I've seen out here. So excited to give these a go. Let's see. So we're back at the caramel one. Let's give it a taste. Oh, this is bussin'. These are really proper good donuts. So my plan for the day is to do a little bit of exploring. I did a little exploring yesterday as well. I'm not sure if that will make it in here. I just did kind of I just took the scooter and drove around, and yesterday there seemed to be a lot of local volleyball games, so I was able to stop and watch some of those. And they were really good, and actually had like heaps of fun to watch because, man, these kids are athletic out here. But yeah, you know, I'm just kind of around the bluff here, just exploring a bunch of different points. Man, I mean, this water is just unfreaking real. Yeah, Limbongan's been really cool. It's very chill. I love the energy. It's just a lot slower than the mainland Bali or the Greater Island, and it's just not quite as developed. So it's been really nice to chat with the locals. I got to hang with the owner of the hostel I'm staying at and his wife and have a chat with them, and they're absolutely lovely. And yeah, it's just a nice kind of change of pace from the Greater Bali and all the boho chic stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the Bali knows their marketing. They know who's going to be interested in what they're bringing, and that boho, like, don't get me wrong, I'm eating at some of those restaurants. So, you know, I guess you could say I'm just as guilty as the next, but I do also try to find ways to interact and be in part of countries and places and communities where you're getting to kind of just be out in nature, as well as just being with people living their everyday lives in the experience. So what is up, folks? So I've ended up spending most of my morning at this beach behind me called Secret Point Beach. It was kind of impromptu. I didn't really even know what I was stumbling upon. Literally, I guess secret's kind of in the name, so it implies, but it's really cool little, it's like cutout cove. You have this nice bit of reef here. Just a bunch of, this has been a big surf spot all morning, a bunch of surfers coming in and out. The swell's been pretty good today. As you can see, tide is starting to head out, but there's like a cool little jump over here. I didn't do that this morning. They wanted you to pay, so I was just being kind of lazy about it, but spent a bunch of the morning swimming around in the water here. Gonna head off to get some coffee. Need to do some of the coursework for the PADI class tomorrow. What is up, folks? So a little bit later in the day here, and I am at this little shop called Blackwood Coffee. It's tucked up all the way off in the corner in Nusa Limbangan on the secondary island, all the way to the right hand side if you were looking down at a map. So, but the reality is it's a really beautiful spot. No one is here. They are working really hard on the location. As you can see, they're building a pool right now, laying down cement to make this even more enjoyable. And then you have this like beautiful view. This is part of the port, and then this is into the mangroves. But currently working on some of the paperwork for my advanced open water dive course. Gotta get that done before tomorrow. So it's been a lovely shop to just kind of chill in. I got a little bit of food. I had one of the best smoothies I think I've had in all of my time here in Bali. I'm gonna keep working on this, and then if I have some time, I'll do a bit more exploring. So that's what we're up to right now. Just wanted to keep y'all in the loop and see how the rest of our day goes. Good morning. What it do, folks. I am here back at Blue Corner Dive Center and getting ready to head out on the boat today for my advanced open water. So today we're going to be diving. We're going to be doing several dives. We're going to be going to Manta Ray Bay. We're going to be doing Crystal Bay, and I believe we're going to be doing a location called Mangrove. There are several locations around Nusa Lembongan and Nusa Penida. The first dive, I believe, is going to be happening on the north side of Nusa Penida, or sorry, the south side. It's going to be happening on the south side of Nusa Penida, and then the other two are going to work our way back around until our last dive in Mangrove is just off the northern tip of Nusa Lembongan. So a full day, exciting day, next level of the certificate. So I'm going to try to take you along for the journey. We'll see how the recording goes, and if underwater you're not going to have any audio or anything, so the GoPro 12 will be in the dive case, so I'll probably narrate some of that if I am able to record, but that's the plan for today. We're going to kind of get to it. We're up bright and early. Tide is just coming back in. We're going to get this day cracking. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and let's get into our dive day. So to give you some background on my diving experience, I first got my open water certification in Koh Tao, Thailand, starting in 2016. I've done a myriad of dives around the world, mainly in Southeast Asia. And as you can see here by the image, we started our deep dive at Manta Ray Point on Nusa Penida Island. The water was extremely cold, and I was really nervous on my first dive. I had a little bit of a panic attack entering the water, which I think is pretty normal, but it was so cool that we were able to see this Manta Ray after getting comfortable. With this next footage, I believe this comes from our third dive of that day, which was Mangrove Nusa Lembongan, which is back on Nusa Lembongan Island. Part of the island was much more reef-oriented, whereas Manta Ray Point had a really sandy bottom and larger kind of rock formations, and I found Crystal Bay to be really sandy. So this part was really cool because we actually started to get to see some more sea life, see more fish, and some more dynamic coral reefs to really get an understanding of what they can look like. Overall, a great first day of diving. We closed out the day with my Korean dive partner with a beer and a sunset. As you can see on day two, we started off with learning and working on our dismount out of the boat, holding our mask. There's many ways that you can enter the water. But as you can see here, that symbol is the symbol for turtle. You can see how majestic and amazing it is to be, 100 feet underwater with the amazing sea turtles and wildlife. This section, I really wanted to just kind of highlight some of the amazing aspects of the Nusa Lembongan and Nusa Penida reef. There's a lot more I could go into with what we focused on with the open water, and maybe I'll make a more in-depth video about that, which things that we focused on, like drift diving, which this area is really good for learning because it can get really dangerous and really crazy, but this current is a great place to learn with amazing amounts of wildlife to witness as well. We could also talk about peak buoyancy. We could talk about different gear and kit that we were using. But I just wanted to kind of show what healthy coral reef can look like. Right now, this doesn't even do it justice. We aren't seeing the true colors because as you dive deeper, the human eyes do not adjust appropriately, as well as our cameras. So this reef is actually even more bright and vibrant, but my eyes and the camera can't pick it up because I don't have the appropriate filter. As you can see here, me and my dive instructor are practicing our peak buoyancy and balance throughout your dive. Even though you're having a great time looking at things, the dive instructor will stop you and halt you for a series of the dive to focus on the different aspects of your advanced open water course. So we're of course having fun exploring the amazing depth of the ocean, but we have to make sure that we're meeting our goals to pass our certification. What is up, folks? So it has been a little bit hectic on the recording. A lot of B-roll, and you'll hear me kind of talk about what's been happening. As of late, I am here back at Blue Corner Dive, and I am officially an advanced open water diver. So I passed my class. The last couple days has been a lot of diving, so I haven't had a ton of time to record because we've been on the boat, and so the footage that you'll see is all inside the dive case because we've been going around 30 meters deep, which is about 100 feet deep, and that's the depth for that advanced diving course. So I came back today. It is December 2nd, and I decided to do some fun dives. I was considering heading back to main island Bali, but I decided to kind of stay on here until Sunday. Today's currently Saturday, and yeah, just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. The tide was out real late today, so we didn't get on the boat till about 10:30. So finally, around 9:30, I was like, I'm here. Such a beautiful reef. Why not pull the trigger? Got in the water today. It was absolutely amazing. So happy with the dive experience. And I'm really glad I chose to do these 2 fun dives because the locations here were awesome. A bunch of you may not know about diving, but the dives that we were doing were kind of drift dives, which means there's a current between the 2 islands that we were in, Nusa Lembongan and Nusa Penida. And so the current, as the tide comes in and tide goes out, there's currents in both directions. And drift diving is something that I really wanted to learn. And I did about 5 drift dives kind of total, or 4 drift dives total. So really happy with that experience. Definitely feel more comfortable with it and understand the process of how to dive safely. So overall, just such an amazing experience. This is kind of the facility. These are our boats out here. We got the New Moon, we got the Triggerfish, and we got the Superman. There's one other, but I did not ride on that. These are the training pools. So you got a couple people right now working on their open water. They got a little bar and restaurant for when you get back. And these are some of the instructors and some of the people hanging out here at the dive location. There's also another pool in the back there for training, and this hut in front of you is actually the free diving hut. So they actually also do free diving classes here if you're interested in that. So I'm going to take you over in just a minute to meet Kat. She might share a little bit about the dive and about her experience with diving. And yeah, I just wanted to catch you guys up. Feel really excited. I'm so glad I just made this decision. I'm an advanced open water diver, so I feel pretty happy and proud to do it. And I had such a great team to bring me through the process. I had Chiwan as a dive buddy. She was also taking the class. She was a beast and did open water straight into advanced open water, and really wonderful teacher named Herman. And then I had Kat, who you'll meet in a second. I had some other people along with the dives. I had someone who's a dive master in training. He's from Singapore. His name is Andy. Just great support and a great team. So let's go over and meet Kat. This is Kat. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm a dive master here in Blue Corner Dive, Nusa Lembongan.
So I'm going to end our video here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would really love for you guys to tune in when I post the interview between me and Catherine. It's one of my first interviews on camera where I got to sit down with someone that I met on my journeys and really dive into the specialties of their work, their passions. And Catherine is really an interesting individual. She is one of 3 women who was selected by the PADI committee to be the representatives of women divers of Indonesia. Shares a wealth of information about diving in Indonesia as a whole, but specifically Nusa Lembongan and Nusa Penida. So please, when I post this video, please show some love. Big ups to Catherine, and thank you so much for sitting down with me and sharing your specialties. Again, Catherine is a representative of women divers as well as representative of Indonesian women specifically, and shares her journey of hating diving, not thinking that she'd be interested, to then becoming a dive master, scuba diving becoming her career. So thanks so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Zach Jones. This is Long Way to Go, and I will see you in the next video.